And certainly, if we lift him, he will draw all men unto him. The book is Mark, chapter number is 10. Our focus is claimed by verses 46 through 52. Mark chapter 10, verses 46 through 52 claims our attention. And they came to Jericho, and as he went out of Jericho with his disciples, a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And many charged him that he should hold his peace. But he cried the more a great deal, Thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind man, saying unto him, Be of good comfort, rise, he calleth thee. And he, casting away his garment, rose and came to Jesus. And Jesus answered said unto him, What would thou that I should do unto thee? The blind man said unto him, Lord, and Jesus said unto him, Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. And thus in the text, the flower is fading, grass certainly is withering, but my Lord's word shall not return unto him void. I want to take this text for just a few minutes and talk about help is available. Help is available. Thank you, Hershey. You may be seated. Thank God for the presence of Pastor Booth from the Ebenezer Baptist Church in the great city of Gulfport. We welcome him this morning. Help is available. Life is more a marathon than it is a sprint. Life that is authentically lived is more of an obstacle course than it is a freeway. Life is filled, according to the lyrics, with swift transition. Naught on earth unmoved can stand. He admonishes us to hold to God's unchanging hand. Those of us who would engage life and live it to its fullest will experience ups and downs. If we were to calculate the ups versus the downs, we would have to testify since we met Jesus, the ups outweigh the downs. Have our witness here. But as we live in this human body, having this human experience, being a spiritual being, on our way to an eternal home, there are days when we would want to abdicate the race, pull over to the side, and just give up. Am I preaching to anybody in here? Because sometimes this race is hard to run. If I had 5, I'd be number 6. That would testify there are days when we awaken that we really want to pull the covers back over our head until the day pass on without us. But the truth of the matter is that when we wake up, we recognize and realize that God has given us one more day, and we're glad about it. No matter what that day may bring, we thank God for the blessing. Because the good news, if it brings heartaches and pains, we are not in it by ourselves. For Mondo, I heard him say, I will never forsake you, nor leave you alone. The good news is the Lord orders our steps, and so we're able then to engage life and to face those problems that sometimes seemingly seek to break our spirit, sometimes seemingly to just wear us out. I want to talk about it for a minute because I want us to understand that you're not alone. I better slow down and say that again. You're not alone. You're not, no matter what satanic influences suggest to you in the melancholy misery of your mind, you're not alone. No, all of us in this room have to deal with one thing or another. Do I have a witness here? Or the lyrics said it like this: Lord, I don't bother nobody. I try to treat everybody right. But every time I turn around, the street committee singing my name. Do I have any help in this house? I speak to everybody. I be as kind as I can. But every time I turn around, I'm having to pull daggers out of my back. I'm falling in ditches that have been dug for me. I'm having to deal with frenemies who are more enemies than they are friends. I'm having to deal with trials, and they own every hand. How do you handle it when really quitting seems to be better than fighting? You can come on, turn the little halo off and help me out here, because now I ain't in this by myself. I know there are some days that we just really would not have to deal with some of the stuff that we deal with. You know, if I spill the water, then I don't have much problem cleaning up my own mess. But when you got to clean up somebody else's spillage, when you got to rescue somebody else that walked where you told them not to walk, and when you got to go and use your resources to resurrect somebody who has decided that they want to do their own thing, and yet we are called upon to deal with life. I told a fellow the other day, listen, man, discover this. It'll help you along in the journey. I gave it to him free. I didn't charge him. And I thought I'd come over here and let you have it too for nothing. Here it is. If you wake up, you got some more living to do. It's just that simple. I don't care how hard it is, how heavy the load is, how dark. Look, if God touches you, and you open your eyes and the mountain is still there, that means you got some more living to do. And if the mountain is still there and you've been talking to it, you got some climbing to do. See, every mountain is not going to get out of your way. Every valley is not going to be exalted. Some valleys you got to go into them to discover that you're not alone, because his rod and his staff, they comfort him, and his presence is with us. Yea, do I walk through in the valley, walkers in the house. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And I found out that if you keep walking through the valley, you'll get out. If you keep walking through the valley, you'll get elevated. If you keep walking through the valley, this too shall pass. And on the other side, somebody say on the other side. On the other side of the valley is some stuff waiting on me. I said some stuff waiting on me. On the other side of the valley. God uses some of my enemies while I'm in the valley to be elevators, to help me get out the valley. And when I get out the valley, he take the rest of them and turn them into waiters to help me at my table. I thought I had somebody who Anybody ever been through some stuff and folks tried all they could to block you, and God took the blockage and turned it into stepping stones, and you just were able to get out of it, and you were able to make it through it, and it was by his grace. They counted you out, but God counted you in. They tried to block you, and God turned around and turned that blockage into a blessing. And you here today to shout that out of all the things I've been through, I thought I was talking to somebody here, I still got joy. And so we have to deal. We have to deal with life. And life, man, life sometimes will flip the script on you midstream. It'll change. You can wake up and be just as happy as you want to, and before the sun go down, as my mama say, you could be wringing your hands crying because something has happened that has gotten life all out of control. And you know, when you are held hostage in your own mind, when things are so bad until they are ineffable, you are bankrupt for verbiage to really tell somebody. You're gonna talk to me in here. How you feel? You wake up and the first line of the song you sing is nobody knows the trouble if you knew what I was going through. I know it looks well from your perspective. As you look at me, you really want my hand. But if you really knew how heavy the load is, can I talk to somebody in here? I know you see me at my best because I put on that facade. I look like all is well. But can I testify honestly, every now and then I'm catching something. And it ain't from the north, it's from the south. Talk to me here. And we have to go through these things, and yet God seemingly is absent sometimes from our agonies. How do you handle it? When health is good, but in the cerebellum there is crisis. Your mind is, I told him this morning, you can go to the doctor and he can run all kinds of tests on you and come back and come to give you a report, and here's the report. You're clean bill of health. Doctor says there's nothing medically wrong with you. And you can look well. And mentally, you're sick. Can I talk to a few people in here? I'm not the only somebody that every now and then I have to look for my mind. I thought I said something then. Can I get two people? I'll be number 3 that have been looking for your glasses while looking through them. Life has a way of doing that to you. Can I get 5? I'll be number 6. Then walk all over the house looking for car keys you got in your hand. Burdens can get heavy. Loads can get unbearable. And in our minds, we have to deal with these problems. It would be nice that after I clocked out of work at 5 p.m., I could clock out of my mind also, but it keeps on ticking. 1 o'clock ticking, 2 o'clock ticking. Other folks sleep. I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I let the rooster in so he can clock in. I've been up all night with trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. They call it life. Went to my mama to complain, and she said, baby, that's just life. Called my friend. He said, Doc, I'm having trouble too. It's just life. We're called upon to deal with it. And the problem is that most of us won't admit that we need help. That's the first step to recover in any kind of situation. You got to tell you. Can I get 5 of y'all in here to have a little church with me for a minute? You've got to tell you that you need help. See, you can tell everybody else, I'm all right. But when you look in the mirror, that fella, that woman, that person, that boy, that girl, that human being that stares you back in the mirror, eye to eye, you got to quit lying to them. Might I tell you a truth? If your name isn't Jesus, you ain't all right. There's something going on with most of us. And for the big majority of us, it's mental and not physical. Some of us done lost our minds. Some of us out of our mind. And some of us done gave all our mind away, trying to give other folks. I stopped getting. I figured out I needed every ounce. I can't afford, Larry, to be giving you my mind, a piece of my mind, when I need all of my mind to make it. I don't know about y'all. Y'all seem to have this together. Y'all cool today, laid back. I need somebody here that know what I'm talking about, that you just can't sometimes deal with the storm. And listen, you can go to the gym and lift some weights and increase your strength. You can walk, run, jog, and increase your stamina. But there isn't a gym where I can go and take my brain, do a couple of burpees and push-ups and sit-ups and all be well. When I'm troubled in my mind, I need a mind regulator. I thought I said something there. When I'm troubled in my mind, I need a heart fixer. When I'm troubled in my mind, I need a way maker. When I'm troubled in my mind, I need a tear wiper. That's why the lyrics said it like this: I must tell Jesus. Need check who you been telling. See, because some of these folk you telling ain't nothing they can do about what you told them. Let me slow down. I'm moving a little too quickly here. I need to slow down and let you catch that one. See, yeah, well, but I say, I talk. See, preacher, you need to talk to me. I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, but who is it that you're talking to? Preach, man. Life has to be lived. And many of us are held hostage in mental labyrinths and mazes that we cannot think our way out of. How do you deal with it when things seem to get worse instead of better? Now, I want to tell you that when life gets to that point where it seemingly is getting worse instead of better, you've got to understand that that's contingent upon your vantage point of viewing the race. It's going to take a minute to break this down. Can I fix this for you? See, you're engaged in life, and right now where you are, all you see is defeat. All you see right now is pain and agony. All you see right now is shortages based on where you are on the journey. But if you come to the grandstand and take a seat beside God, who sees the race at the beginning, the middle, and at the end, all at the same time, or you get back in that race and you'd run because you will know that you're a winner. The reason why some of us are having trouble running the race, we don't really know the outcome. Can I tell you the outcome? If you joined up with Jesus, you're a winner. If you joined up with Jesus, you're already a winner. That's why I tell you, don't let somebody judge your life by one incident. Don't let somebody judge your life by where you are. Look, some folk can look at my life right now and declare that I'm a failure. But I tell you a truth. They have the wrong seat to look at my situation. They are looking horizontally. They need a vertical approach where they can look from heaven down. Y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. Because listen, man, I've been here before. Anybody been where you are before and made it out? Come on, shout, give God praise. If He's been brought you through some stuff already, I know it's rough right now, but I dare you look back over your life. You're going to handle some stuff worse than this. You just got a enemy now. Just one. You have a buku of troublemakers. You're just taking medicine for one condition. Now, there was a time in your life you had so many bottles that you had to just sit there and count all the pills you were taking, and you watched God reduce you down and down and down and down to almost nothing and heal your body. I need 5 people in here. Now, look, I want you signing up for this income. Now, it takes a real person to sign up for this right here. So listen to me before you join in, okay? But I need, see, because if you sign up for this here, folk gonna look at you kind of funny. But listen, I need 5 of y'all that's really been broke in your life. And the Lord brought you out. I just need 5. I won't be number 6. Hold on now, some of y'all don't be perpetrating. Don't be fronting up in here. I need somebody who didn't have a dime to be down to the last dime. All you had was lint in your pocket, but He kept a roof over your head, food in your belly, clothes on your back. Do I have any witnesses in here? God is not concerned about where you are now. He said, keep running. The easiest thing to do in life is quit. Don't take no effort to quit. But I tell you, quitters never win. I hadn't met a quitter yet that had the first place trophy. Nope. But I've had some people in the finishing line that say, I almost gave up. I almost quit. But I didn't do it. Here in the text, let's hold it too long. Here's a blind man. Here's a blind man. Everybody knew that this man was blind. Even the man. Bartimaeus was, Jones, a professional beggar. He didn't just start out begging. He's been begging, sitting by roadside, and begging offered pretty good lucrative living. He sat by the roadside, by the highway side, Mark says, where the people would come out of Jericho on their way to Jerusalem. Guaranteed traffic. And Bartimaeus had been at this for a while, so he knew how to get their attention to put something in his cup. He was a professional beggar. Watch this. But begging wasn't his profession. I thought I had something there. Let me try this side over here. I said something then. They missed it totally. Begging was his profession. He was a professional beggar, but it wasn't who he was. Life can put you in a position where you have to deal with some stuff, but you don't have to become where you are. In Bartimaeus' heart, he had not received the fact that he was going to be blind all his life. Had he been a professional beggar and had been who he professed to be, and that was blind, he never would have cried out. First point of the text is that if you're going to change where you are, you got to open your mouth. I know from personal experiences that the Lord knows what I have need of. He can read my mind. He can pity my every groan. But still, he said, you have not. Can I get two people to help the preacher for a minute? You have not because you, listen, I hear it is, go in your secret closet. See, sometimes you got to turn off Facebook and get face to face and have a little talk with Jesus. Do I have anybody here? Sometime while you still on your knees asking for it, the Lord done already worked it out. When you get up off your knees, the blessing meets you at the door, and you can't do nothing but tell God thank you because he brought you out. He said if you pray in secret, sometimes we are short because we are talking to the wrong source. I mean, if I'm in the ditch and you're in the ditch and nobody have a tow truck, how we getting out? You talking to somebody about being broke who owe you money. How that's going to work? Deep down in his heart. Somebody say in his heart. See, what you're going through is not who you are. The struggle is real, but that's not who you are. It's more in the man than it is in the land. And we can't settle for where we are right now. All you got to do is look back 10 years ago and see you thought the same thing you thinking now. Anybody came to have just a little church? I need some real people who's really engaged in life to know that you're not who you are based on where you are. There have been some broken days. There have been some hard days. There have been some days of wanting to give up. And some more may be coming, but I'm not going to turn around and give up on God because I just don't have everything I need. So when you admit that you got a problem, when you tell yourself, stop lying to yourself, that's how you can fool me. You can fool the rest of us in here. But you got to live with you. I watched a little boy one day. He was just so amused in a sunny day, and he was just having himself a ball, trying to lose his shadow. I mean, he was getting it, boy. He was turning corners and ducking and flipping and turning around and see it was he jump on in it, trying to lose his shadow. I was having so much fun watching him, I didn't want to tell him that, bruh, it's with you for the rest of your life. And so many of you are trying to get through life without you. See, there was a thing in our house growing up that it's a couple of things you didn't do. You didn't come in a room and not speak. You just didn't do that. And you didn't get up out the bed and not slept with the person you see and didn't say good morning. And Mama had a little thing like, when she really was really feeling, she'd say stuff to you like, good morning, Mr. Hawkins. Now here I am, the child, and she gonna talk about Mr. I knew right there and hit some. She said, and how you doing? You want to go back in that room and come out again? I said, yes, ma'am, I sure do. I really need to. Go back in the room, come on. Hey, mama, how you doing? Okay, now that's better. About 20 of y'all left you at home. If I had time, I'd give you time to go back and get you, and then you can come back over here and you can have a little church, but you didn't bring you to church. You brought all your little problem, but you didn't come. I need all of you here. Because y'all know how it is. You're talking about, hey, it all depends on how you catch me. Now, I know y'all ain't never said that. I'm talking about the folks that didn't come this morning. Can I get you to help me something? Well, Pastor said it all depends. How many of y'all here know what a Rocco is? Yeah. I ain't talking about a smartphone. I'm talking about a Rockola. You had to go put the cord in there and then you had to push F7 and then have a come on, love in the happiness. Oh, that's my song. You are your own DJ. You put a dollar in there, you get 4 or 5 songs, and you set them up, and you go over there, and you sit in your little corner in the cafe, and you just DJ'd for yourself. All right. All y'all that got a smartphone, Google it. Y'all look at me like he done lost his mind. I know you got your little stuff, all your music in there, and you got Pandora, and you got Spotify, and you got, I understand. But there was a day and a time that you had to go up there and look at F2. And you punch it fits and go sit down, and then the thing drop. Drop that 45 on. That and you were all there. Yeah, you were all there. You ain't all here. So you trying to get through life blaming other people. Bartimaeus blames nobody for his blindness. First thing he does, he cries out. He opens his mouth. Say, open your mouth. Tell your neighbor, open your mouth. See, when y'all should be quiet, you're talking. And when you should be talking, you're quiet. You got to speak to some of this stuff in your life and tell it, look, you may as well pack up because you're getting out of here. I'm sending you back to the pits of hell from whence you come. I ain't receiving this. Return to sender. I'm going to have me a good time. I got to have it by myself. I'm not finna be broken heart. I ain't crying all my life. I'm not going to be down all my life. This too shall. Well, I got some help in here now. I'll go and preach. It shall pass. Bartimaeus cries out. He says, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. Notice he didn't ask for nothing in the cup. He said, did y'all say Jesus passing by? They say, yeah, Jesus. He said, that's the one I've been waiting on. I've been getting by until he got here. I'm finna get out of here now. I'm through with begging because I'm finna get blessed. I thought I had something there. There's not a one of us in here that has not had to ask for help. And if they tell you they made it without getting some help, they're lying to you. Okay, what your name is, what address you live at, you had somebody at some point in your life help you get where you are. And all you got to do, I mean, if you're really trying to go now, I don't need nobody faking and fronting and going on. But if you're really trying to go somewhere, then you got to admit you need some help to get there. He cries out. Now watch this, Ray, and I got to go, man. Soon as Bartimaeus tried to better Bartimaeus. Look at the text. I wouldn't make this up. I'm in church. And top that off, I'm preaching. So I need to be telling the truth right now. Verse 47 said, he cried, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. Verse 48, and they, many, charged him that he should hold his peace. Can I tell you when you can learn signs that you're near a breakthrough? Folks start behaving kind of strange. See, just before your blessing, they be saying stuff like, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. Why you want to go and do something like that? Why you want to go and change everything now? Listen, misery loves company. And folk know if all of you could ever get in the same place at the same time. I try to bring all of me to the pulpit. I don't leave none of me in the study. That's part of me that don't want to come out here. I said, no, you got to go too. Listen, you can't go through life leaving yourself somewhere. Real time. Real time. You got to deal with it in real time. As soon as he opened his mouth to better himself, the crowd tried to shut him down. Now, I know I got some witnesses in here. I know some of you, to get where you are, your circle got to be smaller. I know, I don't even have to ask for no, I know to be where you are now, you having a Maytag man experience is lonely. At your address, because see, everybody who hanging with you ain't for you. Now, I know it seemed like they are right then. Here it is. You want to find out? Is they really for you? Stop doing for them what you're doing for them. If they're still there, then they're for you. But if they ain't, they won't be there. And watch the text now. Here it is. The more they said hush, the more he hollered. That's what Mark said. Mark said that the more they tried to stifle him, he shouted. Bartimaeus said, I need to turn it up a little louder. Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And when Bartimaeus took control of his life and reached out to Jesus, the second thing I see in the text is that Jesus answered his cry. No matter what you're going through, can I tell you something? I really need you to get this if you don't get nothing else from the message. You are important to God. You are important to God. You are important to God. Look, you're so important until he numbered the hairs on your head. You're so important until he woke you up this morning. You're so important until he's keeping you alive right now. Do I have a witness here? See, a lot of times we give into satanic influences and suggestions in several rhythms of our mind and our brain. We be listening to voices telling us that nobody cares about us, nobody loves us, nobody wants us, nobody is concerned about us. And I come today to tell you all the way from the study that Jesus told me to tell you he loves you. Somebody asked God how much did he love man? He hung Jesus on the cross. Somebody asked Jesus how much he loved him. He stretched his hands wide and he died. They love us. If they didn't love us, he wouldn't be here right now. Jesus turned and said, tell the blind man, come here. Now don't miss your shout. Here it is. He's blind. Jesus can see. Why didn't he walk over to Bartimaeus? Hello? You praying for a job, ain't been to the employment office. You think they come to go know you're unemployed if you don't get in the fix, get in the mix, put out some applications, put out some feelers. You got to apply. You got to let them know, hey, I'm looking. And then you got to come back. Les Brown said it takes a person 7 times before they say yes. They're going to tell you no 7 times. You hired no, that's 1. You hired no, that's 2. Some of y'all quit on the first no. Go back the 3rd day, maybe somebody got fired. Go back the 4th day, maybe somebody quit. Am I preaching anybody here? Here's the question, how bad you want it? Bartimaeus cried, Jesus heard his cry, called for him. Look, Bartimaeus wasn't like us. If we, listen, 12 of y'all in here, blessing is at your door. You just don't like the boxes in. My wife ordered some stuff one day, and it came in a box. And I said, here's a box hit the house, and it got your name on it. And she said, okay, that must be so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm like, all right. She got it now. She said, no, that can't be, that can't be what I ordered. I think it was a lipstick she ordered. And it came in a box big enough to put this hymn book in it. And she just couldn't understand why they would ship a tube of lipstick in a box that long. I had to explain it to her. Amazon have their machinery set to a certain size. And so they send stuff in what seemingly is a large box. And you miss your blessing because you're looking for a lipstick container. Let me see if I can say it like this. You want him tall, dark, and handsome, good looking like me. I'm trying. But he might be 5'2" portly, but he'll work. He'll come home at night. He'll treat you right, and you missing your blessing because you don't like the package. Yeah. God is not going to do for you what you can do for yourself. The Bible says, they told Bartimaeus, he calleth for thee. Or Bartimaeus threw away his garments that identified him as a beggar. He said, if Jesus is calling, I will no longer live this life. He had already had in his heart a desire to do better. He had already had in his heart a desire to be better. But his only shortfall was he was blind. Now the text does not tell me that whether he was born blind or due to some accident he became blind. But I surmise that at some point in his life, Bartimaeus was able to see. At some point in his life, Bartimaeus was able to get around by himself. And when the blindness came, he lost that mobility. He was not able then to get around by himself. He had to feel his way, tap his way, or be led by somebody. But deep down in his heart, Bartimaeus said, one of these old days, this thing is going to turn around. If I had somebody in the house tonight that know that it won't be this way always. If I got my hand in the Lord's hand, God's going to turn it to my favor. I thought I had somebody in here who know that he can turn midnight into midday. He can turn tears of sorrow into tears of joy. The Lord has the power to turn it around to your good. So don't you put your trust in the hands of man and depend on them to come through for you, because when you need them, they'll let you down. But I serve a God who's able to do anything but fail. Do I have a witness? The Bible said he threw off his garment and he went toward the voice of Jesus. I don't know how he got there, but when the people saw that they couldn't stop him, when they saw that they couldn't defeat him, they said to him, he called it for thee. See, people will hold you down until they see that you're going to stand up. Dr. King said they can't ride your back if you stand up. If you don't bend over, if you stand up, they can't tell you what to do. If you stand up, And if you got somebody in your crew that's trying to crush you, you need to reduce your circle. You need to get it smaller and get a made up mind that you ain't gonna let nobody turn you around. So Bartimaeus came running to Jesus, and I heard the Lord saying to Bartimaeus, what is it that you might receive of me? What is your desire? What is your request? Do you hear me? And you would have thought that Bartimaeus said, well, I want a house on the hill, I want servants, I want plenty of money. But listen to what the text said that Bartimaeus requested. He said to Jesus, when Jesus asked him in 51, what wilt thou that I should do unto thee? He turned to the Lord and said that I might receive my sight. Do you hear me? See, sometimes I don't need the Lord to do it all for me. I just need him to open the door I can walk in. Sometimes I don't need the Lord to do it all for me. I just need him to turn the light on. I can get in myself. Is there anybody in here who knows that if the Lord opens the door, you ought to walk on in? If he brightens up the way, you ought to keep on moving. Bartimaeus said, Lord, that I might receive my sight. In other words, I know how to, I just can't see to. I need you to fix me, Jesus, so I can live a life. Do y'all hear me? That's pleasing to you. The Bible said that the Lord turned to Bartimaeus and told him, your faith has made you whole. Anybody in this house got faith in what God can do? Can he turn it around? Is there anybody over here today who will just testify that I done tried him and he's all right? Is there anybody know he's real today? Watch the text now. Bartimaeus get his sight, and when he got his sight, the Bible said immediately, do y'all hear me? He received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. Since the Lord been good to you, you ought not mind being a witness. If the Lord done anything for you, you ought not mind testifying. If the Lord made a way in your own way, you ought to give him glory. I'm going to answer somebody praying here other than mine. If you prayed about it and God fixed it for you, come on and be a witness. If you done tried him and he worked it out, if you ain't too holy, come on, help us here in your own way. You ought to put a praise on it. Bartimaeus got happy, y'all, because he could see, and after his eyes got open, he made up in his mind, I'm going to live for Jesus. If the Lord bless you and you ain't to me, can I hear you say, yeah? Oh, Lord, I want to tell y'all, you don't have a right to be in here and be quiet. You don't have a right to be in here and be silent. If the Lord woke you up this morning, it ought to be some sign. Do you hear me? I'm going to give you, yes, Lord, one more chance. If you're here today and God done something for you in your own way, I can't tell it like you can tell it. I can't do it like you can do it, but you ought to do it. Just say you ought to be a witness that God did it for me. Everything good that happened to me, who did it? God did it. Ain't he all right? If you know he's real, let me hear you say, yeah! Yeah! Help is available. Listen to me. 10 years from now, you'll look back at this juncture of your life. And it'll be but a memory and a testimony of what God has done. Don't keep on trying to go through life leaving half of you somewhere else. Asking may be what I got to do right now, but it's not who I am. Little boy kept running around the house. Mama told him, sit down, boy. Making me tired. You running around here. He sit down for a minute. He take off again. She finally just had enough. She said, come here. I said, boy, sit in that chair and don't move. The boy sat down in the chair. He said, Mama. He said, what you want? I told you don't move. He said, I ain't going to move. I just want you to know I'm standing up inside. Sometimes you got to tell life I'm down, but I'm standing up. Sometimes you got to tell life my change is strange, my money is funny, but I'm walking like I'm rich. Sometimes you got to tell life, I know they all walked off and left me, but I got a friend that's sticking closer than any brother. His name is Jesus. God be praised. The door of the church is open. Bartimaeus comes out because he accessed the help that was available. Don't know what you're going through, but I do know what you're going through ain't where you're going to. Better days. I said better days. Anybody in this room right now would join me in claiming better days. What they doing, Hawkins? They coming. I'm going to trust God in his own timing. I'm going to trust God in his own timing. We little children back in the day, we couldn't afford icing. You know, at Pillsbury, icing. My mama would cook some sweetened bread. And then she'd take that plum jelly that she had made, and she'd spread it all over. It fit so. And it was a jelly cake. Boy, when Mama told us she was going to cook a jelly cake. You talking about somebody getting happy. We first was around, Val, to wait till she got through with the batter so we could get the bowl. I ain't gonna fool with y'all. And we'd lick the bowl and the spoon. She'd put that mixture in the oven and we said, Mama, is it ready? She wouldn't say that it's not ready. She said, it ain't on yet. She left off the D. She said, it ain't on yet. Took the cake out, then it was hot, had to cool down a little bit so it wouldn't melt the jelly. But boy, them eggs caught it. They got the life beat out of them. That batter caught it. Got stuck in that hot oven. They caught it. Them plums caught it. They got cooked all the sweetness out of them and turned into plum jelly and got put on that cake. But when them beat up eggs and that cooked batter and them plums got together, can anybody in here say jelly cake? Man, we had some jelly cake. The choir gonna come sing. I'm about to get happy by myself. Woo! When God get through making your jelly cake, they ain't gonna be mad with you. They gonna be mad it's you. That's why some folk don't like it. They ain't mad at you. They just mad as you. But you were willing to wait on God. The door is open. Is there one who needs to come?
It won't always be like this.
Put all of you in it, Lisa. Come on, come on, come on.
God will perfect that concerning me, and sooner or later,
there it is.
it's gonna turn in my favor. Turning around for me.
Can I get somebody to give the Lord a wave offering?
It won't always
Come on, daughter, come on.
be like this.
Yeah, yeah.
God is perfecting that concerning me.
Listen, listen.
But sooner or later, it's gonna work in my favor.
Look what he's doing for me. Look what he's doing.
It's turning around for me.
You better sing, you better sing.
It won't always be like this. God will perfect that concerning me. Sooner or later,
Yeah.
turn in my favor. Turn it around for me. Around for me. Around for me.
Glory.
Around for me. It's turning around for me. Around for me.
Lord, around for me.
Around for me.
He's turning around for me.
Around for me. Turning around for me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You can sit down if you can.
Always be like this. God will perfect that concerning me.
Yeah, yeah.
Sooner or later, it's gonna turn in your favor.
Come on, come on.
Yes, it will.
Listen, listen.
Turn it around for me.
I believe he's turning it around for you. Hey! It's gotta work in my favor.
Yes, it will. Yeah! Turn it around for me.
Yeah!
Sooner or later,
It's got to. It's got to.
it's gonna work in your favor. Sooner or later, it's gonna work in my favor. Yes, it will. Sooner or later, turn in your favor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Turn it around for me. Around for me. or problems, because he's turning it around. I don't have to worry about these old burdens. He's turning around. He's right there when I need him. He walks right beside me, yes he does. I don't have to worry, because I know God is going to work it out. Yes, he will. Sooner or later. Sooner or later. He's going to work it out. He's going to work it out. Yes, he will. Sooner or later. Turn in my favor. Turn it around for me. He's gonna turn it around for me. Yes, he will. He's gonna turn it around. Can't nobody work it out like Jesus. He's the only one that can. Yes, he is. He's the only one that can turn it around. Hey, sooner or later, it's gonna work in my favor. Sooner or later, it's gonna work in my favor. Sooner or later, turn in my favor. Turn it around for me. 'Cause I've been through too much. Nah. To worship him. Right now I'm going through too much, but I'm gonna still worship him. I've been through too much. Now to worship him. I don't know what you've been through, but I've been through too much. Now to worship him. He brought me through dangers unseen, seen and unseen, and I've been through too much. Now to worship him. He laid his hands on me and healed me. I've been through too much. Now to worship him. So I say,